Jindal Stainless, Nigel, is the next management of the program.
Well, that's right. That stock is surging in trade after reporting an inline set of numbers, but the street is quite optimistic on the way ahead. Volume growth continues despite exports being under pressure. The net debt as well did come down. To help us out with what's the outlook from here on and how's the past quarter, Mr. Tarun Kumar Khulbe, the CEO of Jindal Stainless, joins us on the show. Hi, sir. Good morning and congratulations on a good showing in a difficult quarter, actually. Let's focus on a couple of aspects because the street wants to know whether Jindal Stainless will upgrade their guidance. Focusing on volumes first, any tweaking in the volume estimates for FY26? You've gone at a good rate in the first 9 months, so I ask you that. And what's the outlook for FY27, given that export contribution has now come down to just 5% of the mix?
Okay, good morning, Nigel. We had given an annual guidance of volume growth 9 to 10%. And this we had done in our calculations, and we believe that we are on course. So at this moment, I would still keep it 9 to 10% because the various product mix we keep on playing with depending upon the market situation. So for FY26, whatever volume guidance we have provided, we are right now sticking to that, and we believe that we should be meeting that. FY27, because there are so many changes happening, so very soon in the next call when we sit, at that time we'll provide you the guidance for the FY27.
What about exports? Will they go further down from this 5% contribution, or are there signs that things actually are rebounding?
Okay, so on the export front, Nigel, the thing is that the basic problem is of uncertainty. Our two major markets, one is Europe, another is the US. And okay, the rest of the countries also, some of the countries we sell, but these are the two major ones. US, we know the continuous different announcements and all keeps the people confused, keeps the buyers confused. And Europe, the issue was that CBAM is now at the definitive phase. And the issue was that till end of December, the European Commission had not given the threshold limits and the calculation methodology, which they came out towards the end of December. But still, what remains is that who is going to verify these calculation, tax calculation, and the verification method. So these, this kind of, non-clarity is keeping the customers a bit, holding them. But we believe that as soon as the clarity comes, export in any case, because we are able to, we are selling into the domestic, and always we have said that domestic is our primary market. But export, we can again increase. So far as percentage term is concerned, Nigel, we also have to be mindful that our pace is constantly increasing. So even with the similar kind of export tonnage, in terms of percentage, it looks a bit lower. But yes, at the same time, the market complexities are also impacted it. But some kind of improvement can happen going forward.
Okay, all right. The other point is the EBITDA per ton. The last couple of quarters, Mr. Khulbe, I've been asking you, you're saying that it'll be in the vicinity of 19,000 to 21,000 odd. And this quarter as well, if I calculate, you're at around 21,000. Can it get better from here on? I ask you this because nickel prices, going by your presentation, it's cooled off. Ferrochrome, I have my ear to the ground as well. And in the last 3-4 weeks, ferrochrome prices have cooled off. So will that be a bit of a spurt in terms of the EBITDA per ton? And do you want to raise that guidance, maybe the lower end from 19,000 odd?
Okay, so Nigel, on EBITDA per ton, yes, you're right that we had given a guidance of 19,000 to 21,000. But at the same time, our 9 months, if we look at the performance, it is around 21,300. And I believe that the year closing should be closer to this. So a bit, I'll say 21,000, somewhat plus to 21,000. That is what we are estimating. So nickel at the same time is quite fluctuating. I mean, it went down, then again it has gone up. So all this also impacts. But just to provide a guidance, I'll say that we see it, whatever we have done in 9 months, somewhat closer to that we should be closing the year.
At the upper end of the guidance. Got that.
Yeah.
What about the Capex? How much have you spent already? I think earlier you were looking at around 2,700 crores for the year. How much of it has already been spent? And what happens to your net debt number? That as well has come down by around 200 crores in the past quarter.
Yeah. So Capex, we had provided a guidance of 2,700 crores. And now currently we have already completed around 2,200 crores. And we believe that whatever guidance we have provided, somewhere those numbers will be meeting. And so far as our net debt is concerned, net debt has now come down to 3,451 crores, which was 3,991 at the beginning of the year. We had provided a guidance of 3,500 to 3,700. And now we believe that by the end of the year, we should be either closing at the similar level what we have attained, or maybe slightly lower also could be possible, looking at our performance. And with these numbers, our ratios, our net debt to EBITDA stands around at 0.67 and debt to equity 0.18, which are one of the best in the industry.
Okay, all right. The other point is what happens to your Capex in Maharashtra? What's the update, sir? We are at CNBC-TV18. We'll be happy to visit the plant, and know what's the update of that, because you're talking about very, very large numbers, massive Capex. So what are the steps from here on? Do we see the signing? Do we see some work start in the next few months? Give us some timelines.
Okay, so Maharashtra Capex, definitely, because Maharashtra Capex, when we announced, we have also stated, Nigel, that is where our next phase of growth we see in the long-term future. And that is why we intend to build a big capacity over there, because our existing plants are coming to, almost space we have utilized. And strategically also Maharashtra we have selected. So we are working on it, because in India, greenfield, when you go for land acquisition itself is a bit time consuming. So we are working on that. At the same time, we are working on the other aspects of starting any greenfield project. Very soon we will come out with our definitive plan, and soon you will hear from us about the clearer timeline. I think in the next 1 or 2 quarters, we should be coming out with our plan.
So we can fix the date accordingly then, with regard to, post the MOU that's been signed with the Maharashtra government. Mr. Khulbe, you've been with the group, I think, for very, very long. You've seen all the cycles, up, down, etc. Some difficult times as well. Now we have the budget that's coming up. And the fairest guys, the steel companies, they put a good pitch and they've got some protection. What about for the stainless steel industry? Tell us, what is the differential between domestic stainless steel pricing and the imports that are coming in there? Because for the last many quarters, you all have been talking about, yes, there is a problem with regard to imports. But I don't see too much movement on ground. But you can update me. Where is the file at? In terms of your request to get some protection.
No, absolutely right, Nigel. On this cheap imports and poor substandard quality imports is something industry has always been complaining about. And in between, through QCO, these substandard exports were put in some check. But then again, government opened it. So we believe that, and there are always the people also represent about the capacities and availability of material, whereas we have always been saying that in the stainless industry, in the MSME, a lot of capacity remains idle because of this substandard cheap import. So we strongly believe that the government should stop, should put a check on this, and this will help also in promoting the manufacturing or make in India, because that encourages investment, that encourages manufacturers to invest more and even further enhance the capacity. So we have also, industry has also applied for an anti-dumping duty. The investigation is on that, but because that is also a time-consuming thing, in September 25, the investigation have initiated. Normally, it takes around 12 months, so that's what we are expecting, that the government eventually should take a favorable decision to that.
Got that, sir. Thanks a lot for joining in, giving us all of those details. The stock has been a big mover. If I look at it, even from the pre-COVID period, the stock is up 15 times, and in today's trading session, putting on another 3%.